Alright, here is a brand new, you'd call this NOS Frantz bypass filter. I'm not sure if there's a way to tell what year this was actually made, but it's the Sky version. So anyway, it's got this older style clamp. So what I'm going to do is show you what the inside of it looks like. Okay, slide the clamp off, pull the canister up. Alright, so here's the tube. It's got the port there. That is the inlet. And the outlet is the one, you probably can't see this, is one that's got the small restriction in it. Alright. And of course it's got the inlet and outlet. The inlet is here and the outlet is here. These are should be 1/8 inch NPT threads. Now, this is, I'm assuming this is probably a roll of paper from whenever this filter was made. It's got a 1.5 inch core, which is a long time ago, and I've never seen pink toilet paper in the last 20 years. So what we want to do, there's a snap ring in here. This snap ring helps to seal the outer portion of this, and you can tell that this paper is extremely dense. Now I've got a little gauge here, and what I'm doing is I want to measure the distance or depth that the snap ring is in, and it looks like the snap ring is 3/10 of an inch down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a small flat bladed screwdriver and pop this snap ring out. Alright, so just take a small flat bladed screwdriver, and I'm going to be very gentle doing this. I don't want to damage the paper that's in here, but okay, and that just comes out. That's all it is. And then this little handle, this bail handle, allows you to grab the paper. Now if you notice, it doesn't take a lot of force to come out. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube hey, stop. Okay, so this is actually, it's funny. Again, pink toilet paper has got to be really old, but this has it's got a scent to it. I have no idea. It's single ply. And this is the old 1.5 inch core right here. That's what these were designed to work with. Now regular toilet paper no longer has an 1.5 inch core. Usually it's 1.6, 1.7. So who knows? I have no idea what brand this was. But anyway, the point is I wanted to get the exact measurements of this. Alright, so this is original paper, and it looks like, let's see if I can get this to slide all the way out. Alright, it looks like it's about 4 4/10, so almost 4.5 inches. That's what the toilet paper used to be. So 4.5 inches, I guess we could say wide, a lot of people would say tall, and then this is the really important part. It's about my calipers aren't There we go. All right, so it's about 4 and 1.5 tenths wide, which is a little wider. It's a little wider than the canister. The canister itself is canister is 4.1 inches. All right, and this is wider than 4.1, obviously, because it's a little tight. All right, so I guess this is really the ideal size, especially diameter. And when you put this back in here, okay, so I'm not using a lot of force. It's snug, but I'm not having to crank down on it too hard. All right. Now, when this is all the way down, without the snap ring, it looks like the paper is sitting about 4/10 of an inch down. Okay, so if you have a roll of toilet paper that's out now that's only starting at 4.1 inches, it's going to sit further down in the canister, and I would think that would be a problem. Alright, so again, here's our original toilet paper. This is a roll of the Target brand single ply 1000 sheet. The paper here is considerably shorter. Okay, remember the old paper was taller this way, and obviously you have to take some turns down. Pretty good amount of turns, but the core diameter, and also note the core thickness. The thickness of the core on this one is much thicker than it is on the new style. Okay, we're looking at about, I'm going to say, really it's 1.6 and a half. So if you're going to use this paper, you're going to have to get the 1.6 sleeve, because this right here is way too loose. On here, it's a pretty good fit. On here, it's way too loose. Okay, so you can get that sleeve, and what you want to do is also you're going to have to take the turns down. Remember, we need to get this to be I think it was 4.1 inches. Yeah, about 4.1 inches. So that's quite a bit of paper that's got to come off. So I'm going to take this down to 4.1 inches and tell you how many turns it takes. Just so you understand, by turns, that's how many. That's 1, 2, 3, and so on. Alright, so on this brand of paper, again, the Target brand, I'll even show you the package later, it took 60 turns, alright, to get this down to the level that I think it needs to be. So I'm going to put the bail in there, and then let's see. Okay, that goes down with the same level of force that this one went down with. Okay, so Target, this brand of Target, it takes 60 turns. Now, the paper should sit 0.4 inches from the lip. And we're a little bit over 0.5. So I don't know if that's a problem or not. But anyway, you can see the impression that this left, and I guess you really, the more you press it in, but again, if you're going to use this paper, you're going to have to use a sleeve. Alright, so target it takes 60, so now I'm going to get a roll of Scott 1000 and we'll see how many turns it takes to get it to fit properly. Alright, this is a roll of Scott 1000. I think it was in like the 8 or 10 pack. You got to be careful because I have some Scott 1000 that has a 1.7 inch core. This Scott 1000, I believe, is a little older. It has a 1.6 inch core. Okay, and then of course the Target has, it's a little bigger. So given the choice between these two papers, I would use this one. Now the reason I like the Scott 1000 a little better is because it's a little denser pack than the Target paper, but they're pretty much comparable. And the new Scott 1000 doesn't have the embossing on it, which makes the roll a little softer, but I would prefer it not to have embossing. This paper right here, I'm going to say this is from maybe the 60s. Anyway, it's just funny. So I'm going to see how many turns it takes to get it to the same size and report back to you. Okay, so the Scott 1000 takes 65 turns, whereas the Target paper took 60. You see the height, they're identical. And I'll put this in. I actually test fitted in here and forgot to put the bail, and it's near impossible to get out. So now this is a little tighter. I'm gonna, you know what? We're gonna go 70. I want it to be the exact same tightness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we've got 70 on the Scott 1000. Alright, so, and it looks like it's going to be the same, distance down. So there you got 60 for the Target, 70 for the Scott 1000, and then you just put your snap ring in. Just like that. And that's all you do. Now, since I've got, see how loose that is? That's not going to work. So I'll have to put the metal sleeve in here, the 1.6 sleeve. This right here I'm not going to use. I'm going to keep as a museum piece, I guess. But anyway, let me get the metal sleeve and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is the sleeve. All right, this is a 1.6 inch outside diameter sleeve. The inside is 1.5. That allows this to slide over like that, and then you simply slide the paper in the canister down like that. And usually when you take this off, you have to be careful to make sure to retrieve the sleeve. A lot of times it will stay on the tube here. But anyway, that is pretty much the inside of one of these. So I hope this video was helpful to give you a little bit of insight about what the original toilet paper used to look like, the size difference, and how many turns it takes to get each one to fit properly.